Hi guys, this is Sai Kumar Kurtiwada. In this video, we will learn about ViewChild signals in Angular 19. In our previous versions, we have ViewChild decorator, but we do not have ViewChild signal. From Angular 18, they tried to develop this ViewChild and we have in a developer mode in Angular 18. But now it became complete stable version. And now we can use ViewChild signal and how to utilize that ViewChild signal in our Angular 19. Let's see. But before going to that, let me go with ViewChild decorator and let me show you how it works with ViewChild decorator. And then we will try to migrate from ViewChild decorator to ViewChild signal. So let me quickly jump into Visual Studio Code. Here we have app.component.html and app.component.ts. First we will see ViewChild at component level of app. So let me go into app.component.html and let me create an input field where I want to use this input field as a ViewChild. So let me go into app.component.ts and let me create a decorator called as ViewChild. And this ViewChild will be coming from our Angular core ViewChild. And this receive a selector. So let me pass the selector. That selector is nothing but hash and the element name. Let me use element. Copy this element and pass it over here. And now this ViewChild will have a reference variable that is nothing but element and it is of type element ref, and save this. Now it has not been initialized with any value, so let me use not operator or exclamatory operator. Now what I'll do is whenever my application loads, I want to focus this particular element. So how can I do that? So it is very simple. We can use ng implements interface called as after view init. Once view has been initialized, I want to use this particular ng after view init method, which is a lifecycle hook. So let me use ng after view init, and inside this I want to console the value of that input element. So I can use this dot element dot native element and save this. So this application is running at 4200. Let me go here and open inspect. Let me go into the console and you can see that input field over here. Now what I want to do is I want to assign some set of value, or I want to make this element as focus. So let me use this dot element dot native element dot, I want to use a focus method which helps us to focus that element on the load of the application. Let me go here and let me refresh. You can see my focus went directly onto this input field. So that is how we will use ViewChild. By using ViewChild, you can access any methods or any values or any properties from that particular element. That can be an input element of HTML, or that can be an element of any of the custom Angular components. So we can access any values from that particular selectors. So now what I'll do is I'll try to convert this ViewChild into signal. So for doing it for an existing application, it is very simple. By running one single command, it automatically converts all the ViewChilds into the signal ViewChilds. So here we are using a decorator ViewChild. Now I'll try to convert this into signal ViewChild. So for doing it, we have ng generate and the command is @angular / code signal queries migration and hit enter. Now there is some spelling mistake over here. So it is something like queries QUERIES and migration. Let me hit enter and it will ask whether it has to apply to the current directory or not. Yes, I want to apply to the current directory, and it will ask whether this will break your build or not. If it is breaking, are you okay or not? So I'm not okay with that. Let me hit no, so that whatever is possible it will be changed and whatever is not possible it will not change. Let me hit enter. Now it analyzed all the structure and then it went to app.ts and it updated this element. You can see here it updated the decorator element into ViewChild signal. So if you see here, ViewChild is a signal which is coming again from Angular core, and it is in a required state where the type is element ref and the name of the element is element. So this is how the migration will happen for your elements. Let's see whether it is working as expected or not. Let me go into the browser. Go here, clear this off and refresh. Once you refresh, the focus is going on to the element. That means it is working as expected, same like view child of a decorator. So now what I'll do is I'll try to explain you how we can write manually without migrating. So for example, let me revert this back. Now here we have to create an element reference. So let me create element. This is my element and it is equivalent to the view child whatever we are giving, and let me comment this for a while. And now this is my view child, which is again coming from Angular core, but try to understand these cases. The camel case comes under Angular core of signal, whereas the V starts with capital case, that will be a decorator. So always make sure to use camel case, which indicates that you are using a signal. So, and I want to make it as required. The view child is required because if that element is not present, it will throw error immediately. So let me make this as a type of element ref and it is callable. So whenever you want to pass that particular element value, you can pass here. So let me go here, capture this hash value and put it over here, give semicolon and save this. Now you can see here native element does not exist on element ref of any. So what we can do here is, if you observe, we are having element ref. Let me use something called as read only. So I don't want to change the value of it. So this is how we have used our element ref and it is throwing some error. Let's understand what this error is. So let me go here and run this query by commenting this code and placing this one back. So let me hit enter and hit enter. You'll be seeing an updated value. It is equivalent to what we wrote, but whenever you are trying to create it manually, we are getting an error before. So now we don't have that problem. So native element exists, and let me go here into the console. Yep, and let me refresh. Now it worked as expected. It is very simple. You will be creating a view child by using Angular core, and you will be adding a required property where you will pass the type of the element and also you will pass the hash value of that particular element. This is our original element, and now we can use the same pattern for our child components as well. But if you see here, we are trying to call this value. So for example, let me comment this. You'll be seeing an error because this element is a signal. So whenever you want to access any signal, you have to access by of operator, something like this, and save this. But here what's the problem is, you are calling it and immediately you are chaining with the native element. So that is not possible. That's why what we will be doing is, we will create an element instance, and that instance will be used to call the chain methods like native element or focus element. So that's how you can use your view child. In the same way, you can apply view children, content child, everywhere you can apply the same pattern. Let me show you with a child element. So what I'll do is, I'll try to create an element inside the child component. So let me create a child component, ng generate child component followed by skip tests. I'm not creating any test files. So let me generate a component and hit enter. Now it created a component. Let me import that particular component. As it is a standalone component, I can import directly child component. Now let me go into our child component and let me create one variable called as title is equal to, I'll try to use title child, and I'll try to use a value called as Techshareskk Angular 19 version. Save. So I'm writing a label inside this child component. Now I'll inject this child component inside my app.component.html like this and save this. Now let me go here. Everything is working as expected. Here child works, and now I want to access this particular value, that is title child. So what I'll do is, I'll create a hash variable, nothing but child component, and save this. Now let me go into app.component.ts. We can use both the ways, like @decorator, that is a ViewChild decorator, or we can directly create our signal. So let me try to create a signal. Read only, and let me use something like child element, which is equivalent to ViewChild dot required, and again it is a type of child component. And now I'll pass an element called as hash variable, that is nothing but child. So let me pass this child. Save this. Now I got the element reference by using a signal. But this signal, whenever I want to use, I have to create an instance. That means calling that value, I have to create that variable. So child element is equal to this dot child element, and I am calling this. Save this. Now let me print that value by using this child element. Child element dot title child. So I am printing the title child, and if you observe, you are getting that IntelliSense. That means the properties exposed by child component can be accessed by the parent component, and that can be done by using IntelliSense as well. So let me go here and refresh. Now you can see Techshareskk Angular 19 version, which is printing in app.component.ts at 20th line. That means it is printing at this line. And where this value is coming from, it is coming from our child.component.ts. In this way, you can access child component values inside the parent component values by using ViewChild signal. In the same way, we have ViewChildren, content child, content children, all this I have explained in the decorators. And if you really want to know more about signals, just ping in the comment. For now, I am showing only about ViewChild, and later if you really want to have a separate video on ViewChildren or content child, content children, let me know in the comment section. But it is very simple. Once you create, or once you are comfortable to create some set of decorators like ViewChild or ViewChildren or content child or content children, then just run this particular command, that is nothing but ng generate @angular/core signal queries migration. It automatically converts all your content into signals. So this is the very best command which I saw, where it is trying to convert all without any pain. So that's how you can convert all your values into signals. Make sure whenever you are using a signals, if you are not using the migration command, you have to create an instance or get the value of that signal first, and then try to access the values from that ViewChild. So that's about your ViewChild in Angular 19. Hope this gave you a glance and clear understanding of ViewChild signal in Angular 19. Hope you like my explanation. If you like my video, like, share, subscribe to my channel for more updates. Signing off. Thank you.